think twice before they just slap one ban on him. Because if you say Messi will not play for a season, you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
He's that valuable, In fact, some of these players are so valuable that if they say, okay, we're not playing again, let another powerful agency create a team, and if you want to watch us, come and pay to see. They can change everything.
That's true, sir. I think that many times we've been taught to excuse ourselves from some situations. I say, okay, because I'm a believer, I can't really make much impact, or because I'm a believer, once I say this, people are going to cancel me. And that's true to some extent, because it's our destiny, quote and unquote, to be hated. However, excellence is a great equalizer. Excellence is such a great equalizer. Have you realized that a poor person, and even Proverbs talks about it, how a poor person can say something and is cancelled, quote and unquote. But if a rich man says it, people say, okay, you are against him. Do you have the money he has? There's a popular musician that is pregnant out of wedlock now. I'm not going to mention her name. If it was your sister that was pregnant out of wedlock, you say, disgrace, shame, this one. But because it's that person, she's rich, she's influential, she's powerful, she's talented, people love her, you're like, oh my God, queen, she's glowing. So many times, people would make excuses for a successful person, and a successful person can sell ideas. It works both ways, both bad and good. But a successful person can successfully sell ideas that might not be mainstream and make them mainstream. And so for the sake of that, because people are doing it in a negative way and selling negative ideas because they are successful, we can decide that, okay, we're going to make sure we make it to the top of our game, so that when we say this, people will still listen, because
what do you have to say about Christians who they idolize nobility? I think they feel closer to God when they would rather be small. I don't really care. That kind of thing. As if, so some people will hear stuff like this and say, it doesn't really matter. So for instance, some people, the way they present the truth, people avoid them. And then maybe they are like just 10 in the church, and they're like, we don't care. If we were saying, if we were lying, the church would be filled. That kind of thing.
I think that I will point them to our perfect example, who is Jesus. It's true that there was a time where Jesus said something and everybody walked away. And we talked about that. I think we talked about that. I even mentioned it on Sunday. But he was not, please hear me, he wasn't doing that every single time. So there has to be a wisdom. When you are getting wisdom from scriptures, make sure you're getting wisdom from all scriptures. Was it every time that Jesus preached that everybody walked away and said these words are too hard? There was something about Jesus that could attract tax collectors and sinners. Something about Jesus that could make a woman feel comfortable enough to wash his feet with her tears.
In fact, it was the religious elite that had the most
problems with him. So I forgot what I wanted to say.
No. So so it's not every time that you should.
Yes, I think that there has to be a wisdom on how to deal with situations like this, and the goal isn't just to prove that you are noble yourself. Grace has already made you saved. You are saved by grace through faith. The goal is to bring as many people with you to the kingdom as possible, and so we must make sure that we also go for effectiveness. Because there's a call upon our lives.
That's so powerful, so profound. So now we've talked about excellence. If I wanted to itemize this, I'll just say maybe keys to be counter-propagandistic. Propagandistic, that's the word.
Keys to counter-propagandering.
No, there's no word like that.
Yeah.
Keys to being counter-propagandistic. That's the word. That's the expression.
Keys to being proper. Oh my God.
So I think excellence is something, let me just chime in on that. I'm about to shade my media team a little. First and foremost, everybody talks about you guys, so you guys are doing a great job. But hey, the sky is the limit, so you're going to do better for this illustration. So sometimes it takes us maybe 1 week to put out a message, a sermon excerpt, or something like that.
Okay.
And then I'm watching a live football match, and real time, a goal is scored, and they can do the replay. immediately. So many things. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is possible. And even deeper is the fact that someone's intelligence initiated that idea. It's one thing to see someone do something, have a pattern from that, and start doing it. It's another thing for someone out there to say, you know what, won't it be nice if we can watch the replay immediately, real time, immediately the goal is scored. So I think that the church is always playing catch up. And the world, think about it, if we're in the business of souls, our approach to excellence should be stronger. It should show the value, of what we're gunning for.
Yeah.
Nobody who is doing what they are doing for money alone should work harder than a person who is doing it for souls. So when I see their approach to their music shows, their approach to football, their approach to everything they do, listen, if you want to know how hard these guys work, just watch a local match. Watching back play
Nigeria in the model.
And just see,
shall arise from this
I'm
mud
sorry.
and ashes.
And just have you noticed, those of you who watch football know what I'm saying, have you noticed how hard it is to watch local matches? Not even Nigeria playing, those ones are still better. It's very hard. So to be able to pull off those complex camera views, they use drones, they use all kinds of equipment, and they're doing these things real time. That's the kind of mind. Something struck me. All right, COVID hits. People are not allowed into the stadium. You know what these guys did, especially for the NBA? They put LED screens to cover every single place where the audience ought to be. And so people connected via Zoom and they projected their virtual images as though they were in the place. So it just blew me away. What is it about these people that makes them continue to push the fort? To just go the extra mile, no matter what, they're always up to something. And then we are still arguing pettiness, so, there's a minister we invited to our church, was about to sing, just said, lift your hands to Jesus, it's not about the light. We didn't say it's about the light. Just sing already. And so we are, I'm sorry. So we are still arguing about light and simple things. And these people are thinking of better, effective ways to do what they are doing. So how about we just take excellence more seriously? It has to be something that we believe in, we become passionate about. I tell people, because it's just about the message, that's more reason why you must have the best equipment.
Yeah.
Something is about the message. The equipment is not important. The microphone is not important. Yeah, it's because it's about the message. That's why it shouldn't matter that something as inconsequential about microphone will now be a hindrance between someone at the back who needs to hear what you're saying, hearing what you're saying. So it's because it's not important. That's why we must have these things. So you must, at your level, think of the best, most effective ways to do what God has asked you to do at a high level. What do you want to say about that?
I agree with you, and I think that when it comes to excellence, you must realize that God is worth it, and that His people are worth it. That is something, because look at the beauty, the excellence of God.
I like the way you just break things down.
Thank you.
My dear.
Look at the excellence of God.
And you're worth it too.
Now, wow, thank you. You gonna make I forget my line.
Oh, sorry.
Why did He have to make the trees so beautiful, the flowers so lovely? It doesn't have anything to do with the salvation plan. How beautiful God made the heavens and the earth. But that's just His nature. And so that's a mindset you must have, that God is what His people are worth. I won't dwell too much on excellence, because you've excellently delivered on that. But I want to talk a little bit about the economics of things. I think that we must realize that you cannot take an industry without securing the bag. We have to talk about the economics of things. If you hear, for example, that Wizkid or Davido's concert, right, is 10K per ticket, 10K per ticket to go, the one at O2 Arena, and 10K for flights.
10,000 naira.
Yes, 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira flight, 10,000 naira flight, 10,000 naira ticket. It's laughable, because there is a way you've perceived